released the time bomb. Remember I said look at the date on the Van Jones video? The date of that comment was September 28th. He's saying the racist people in the media, and we have to take them down. That speech was given 5 days after Soros met with the people on this program and told us to back off. Sent me a very clear message. And one of the message was, global change is here. The nouveau ordre is here. And you are either on board or you are not. Shortly after, Soros starts openly funding progressive outlets that boycott this show. 5 days later, Ben Jones gives that speech. That's our next frontier. Back to McChesney. He says it's time to take the media, just like the unions. Now, yesterday, the government union, the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFSCME, has decided to boycott, coincidentally, me, Rush, and John Stossel. This is a coordinated attack. This is like the fourth or fifth time they're boycotting me and Fox News. And all they have left is the media. They have everything else. Oh, they control your food and how it's grown and everything. Financial sector, healthcare, industry. They don't have this one, but they're working on it. This one. I ask you to please watch these shows and burn them to DVD. Go over them and do your own homework, please. Burn them to DVD and share them with your friends. All of the information that we share is available to other journalists, but I don't know why they don't report on it. I've given up trying to understand. I don't care anymore. We are being divided. And who do you think is going to stand? The world is coming undone. I'm going to show you in just a couple of seconds what's happened in London today. It's pretty frightening when you see it. I think there were a couple of people even on my staff that went, oh my gosh. In the end, China is the only real survivor. You are going to, in history, you will look back at this year, our children will, or our grandchildren, and this year will be remembered as 1919. Except we're England, and China is America. This is the year that you will read in history books that the superpower torch was handed from us to China. That's why real power like Soros can look at my guy and say, the ship has sailed. But the reason why you don't see this on TV is I think people are choosing sides. They've been forced to choose sides. A lot of people, they've made their decisions. They've made their decision already. They like this New World Order. I don't. I happen to like this guy. I happen to believe in this stuff. Well, this is corny now. Nobody even knows this stuff anymore. I've made my choice. I'm going down swinging with peace and love in my heart. And this man on my lips, I'm going down swinging. I've told you that you must preserve our history. You must preserve our traditions. You must preserve our conversation. And as I said that today, I remembered one thing. Michelle Obama during the election.
Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices. We are going to have to change our conversation. We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place.
She's right. To get where they want to go, you must change our traditions. They must have you forget about our past. They were this close. They must teach it all as negative in order to preserve the idea that man was free. In order to preserve the idea that man must be free, that man can be decent enough to rule himself, you must preserve our traditions and our history. And I'm begging you, please do it quickly. Please. I'm going to show you some things tonight that are going to melt your brain. You must walk lockstep with God now. Have peace in your hearts. You must know what these people did and who this man. This is the answer. This man is the answer. Their excuse will be violence. Do not be a part of it. I'm going to show you this at the end of the show today. I've told you about this before. You must be worthy of this. You must know what it is, because it's the answer. So here we are, again, back to the media, debating Assange. Is he a hero or not? Radicals are talking about creating a more just world, however, through revolution. And they need the media to accomplish this goal. And coincidentally, the FCC now just happens to be, out of all times, be using the WikiLeaks news to justify government expanding their reach and regulating the internet through net neutrality. I've told you before, these guys don't plan weeks, even months ahead. They plan years ahead. Net neutrality is not a response to WikiLeaks. I think it's the other way around. They've had it in the cooker for quite some time. They just haven't created the right problem yet. And the media seems to be a problem. You're a problem. They haven't been able to nudge the bottom up yet, but they're getting closer. There are a ton of different factors at play here. But you have to look at all the moving parts to this story to see where they're taking us. And we will do that next. We're talking tonight about WikiLeaks, but it is much larger than WikiLeaks. We're talking about revolution. This is a fight for control. I want to tell you now about Operation Payback. Anyone who came out and attacked Julian Assange's WikiLeaks is now an enemy of this growing state of chaos. And that's what it is, a growing state of chaos. 5,000 hacktivists are plotting revenge. They've already attacked Sarah Palin, MasterCard, Visa. Their spokesman, his name is Cold Blood, and he is 22 years old. May I ask, did anybody find it odd that for the first time in American history, at least in my lifetime, the president did not reach out to older Americans? That the left doesn't seem to care about older Americans and the elderly vote. Why? Why? Because the future revolutionaries come from the youth. Cold Blood says, quote, "We will fire at anything that tries to censor WikiLeaks." Really, adding that the group wanted to be a, quote, force for chaotic good. May I ask you, how is chaos ever good? It's good, as I explained on the show over the summer, if you want revolution. Chaos is good. Did you see what happened in Great Britain today? I want to show you this. I've never seen this before. Okay, here's the overhead. Here are people down here attacking the prince's car. Can you show me the pictures? Show me the pictures of the prince. Here's a prince. Now this is an egg. You've seen that before, right? Here's an egg. But look at their faces. Show the next picture, please. Okay, you don't have... Okay, there's another picture. Here's the damage of the car. This is a bulletproof car. Look at the damage to the car. You're not messing around. You're talking about revolutionaries. A force for chaotic good. Chaos is good if you are trying to create revolution. Now let's take a look at the people who are supporting Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, the force for chaotic good. You have the Socialist Alliance. You have the World Socialist website, the ISO, International Socialist Party USA, commondreams.org. Oh, by the way, he also, along with Arianna Huffington and the Progressive Democrats of America, he also spoke at Berkeley, California, University of Berkeley, and the Frontline Club in London. This event was sponsored by none other than George Soros's Open Society Institute. Starting to connect, isn't it? Many of the groups and the people associated with the One Nation rally also support Assange and Private Bradley Manning. Who are they? International Answer, Code Pink, Peace and Freedom, Solidarity, the Progressive Democrats of America, U.S. Peace Council, Veterans for Peace, the War Resisters League. Who's this guy? We should mention Wade Rathke here, because he says we are illegally suppressing WikiLeaks. Wade, by the way, is with, of course, Acorn. I always get the two brothers mixed up because he's with Acorn. His other brother, Dale, he used to be with Acorn until he was embezzling from Acorn, and they almost threw him in jail and tried him and everything else, but he was bailed out by the Tides Foundation, which, of course, gets a lot of their funding from George Soros. Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin now says the West is hypocritical in its criticism of Russia's record on democracy now. Most of these groups are supporting Assange because he helps achieve what they want: chaos and revolution, an end to the republic. You heard it from the hacker. Chaos is good. You heard it from Assange himself. But they're too busy giving him awards and accolades to show you this. It's not about transparency. Quote, "It is not our goal to achieve a more transparent society. It is our goal to achieve a more just society." You ready? If leaks cause the U.S. officials to, quote, lock down internally and to balkanize, they will, quote, cease to be as efficient as they were. You got it? They don't want transparency. They want enough chaos to have us, quote, lock down internally. It's about a more just world, is it? No, it's about less communication, not more communication. We've got like 3 shows to do tonight. I am so far behind. More in a minute. Hello, America. We're running about, we've never run this late on the show before. We have so much information to share with you. We're trying to get the information out as fast as we can, and we're going to try to see if we can work something out at the end of the show. Don't miss a second of tonight's show, and we may take you over to the internet, or I don't know what we're going to do yet. Well, we still can. But we have an awful lot to share with you. We're talking about WikiLeaks, but the larger issue, and that is revolution. If you missed the first half of the show, please go back and watch the first half of the show. You're being presented with a false choice. Number 1, WikiLeaks. Keep the leaks coming, and you get, what did he say? Chaos for good. Okay, so you can't keep it coming. But the other option is shut it down, shut it down, shut them down.